Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, it's Greg here again with a kit review of a kit I purchased recently. It's the new board Pz.Kpfw.IV 70A mid version. There's two of them made. I think they've made the late and the mid as well. I think don't know about the early. I don't know what to me is either. To me is a mid, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I did prefer the border one because you got a little bit more in the box, and sometimes the details are a little bit soft on to me kits, whereas borders seem to be smack on. So it's a nice box art again from Jason. I love his how he does things. And it's got a new lead type tracks. It's got including water buckets, T34 tracks, jerry cans and other mounts. It's got a metal gun barrel, PE metal mesh side skirts, PE parts, 3 schemes, new steel road wheels and a metal gun barrel included. And the kit number is BT028. Can we see that? BT028. We can't because the bloody camera's not in the right direction. Let's just pull the camera back. There we go. I'll show you on the end. My camera set up on there. BT028. So before we just go into it, we shall open the box as normal and we'll go through it sprue by sprue as per normal. Let's put on the box on the bottom and we'll just turn this round and we shall start. I think Border have resealable bags. I think, yeah, they do. Now these must be the newer road wheels, the all steel road wheels. Let's have a look. I've got 2 sprues of those. Yep, it looks like they are. And they're individual front and back. Oh, that's different. And we have a solid turn roller as well. Again, those are the solid road wheels. Wheels are wheels. Bit of a seam line on them, but very easy enough to get out as per normal. It's sanding, bit of sanding. My good friend Paul, who loves the sanding, as he's doing his wooden ship at the moment, HMS Speedy, and he's making fantastic progress with it. So hopefully watch out for his new update. It'll be out soon, I would think. Right, so we have the mantlet, the gun barrel. Some of this has fallen off into the box, which is the mantlet. There we are. It's got a bit of texture on there, but there again we can always add more on there. It's a bit soft, but we'll sort that out, it's no problem. Right, we have 2 gun barrels and they're both slide moulded. I don't know what the difference is. There must be a difference. There is a difference on the end, but we won't be using those. We're using the metal one, so we've got 2 extra barrels for something we can use them on. And we've got the turret roof, sorry, the casemate roof, and a bit of the breech, more gun stuff, yeah, and another mantlet as well. So the detail again is spot on. They do make nice Panzer IVs, the Border, and they've got a good range of them as well. And then we've got the rest of the cast texture on there as well, which is nice, but yeah, again, I can always add more. Once you get a layer of paint on there, sometimes lose it. And now we've got the 2 gun barrels, slightly different at the ends. One's got like a thread on it for obviously for threading the muzzle on the end, but the other one is just normal. So, and then we've got a bit of breech stuff. Again, nicely done. And there's no daft injection marks, only at the backs where you're not going to see. Again, can't complain with that. That's that one. We'll put that in the box as well so we don't lose it. And we'll get the casemate out and we'll have a quick look around that as well. There's a sprue actually built inside the case. That's quite cleverly done. With some little grab handles and periscopes and some really small parts on there, and then we've got the casemate, which I have to say has got a lovely texture, a rolled steel texture. You can see that. That's really nice. I like that. And again on the other side, and we've got all the small details on there. Like I said, I'll probably use clear ones. I've got a pile of clear ones left from other builds, so I'm probably, hopefully I can use those like I did with the Tiger I just built. But yeah, it's nice engine. That's really nice. So we've got the little. Have to make sure we don't take those parts off on the very bottom of the. They're not screw gates. They're part of the fastening down part. Look, it's got little nuts on the end of there. So be very careful with those. We don't want to be breaking those off. Definitely not. Right. And with some engine deck details in the next bag, which is two sprues in this bag. They're not identical. So the first one we have the another front for the and another mantlet, and we got the bar for the shirts and bit of tools. Yeah, this is a new sprue. Yeah, this is a new sprue. We've got lots of little clamps and things on there, and we've got the parts for the shirts, and we've got, it looks like a gun cradle. Again, all nicely done. And again, we've got that other one with a casting number on the top as well. So I presume this is the one we'll be using. Again, got all the small parts again on there, clamps, and these are parts here for the shirts and to go on. And we've got them long balls there. Got a little seam line on them, but a wisp of a file will get those out. And some small details again, and a few pioneer tools, an axe, the bolt cutters, and a couple of big wrench things on there as well. So they're quite nice. Right, now we have a bit of engine deck detail on this one, and sponsons as well, which do look nice. Got nice detail, nice checkerboard effect, nice detail on the engine deck, and another roof, I presume. What's this one here? Yeah, this is a new sprue as well, so one presumes these are the parts we'll be using. Again, all nicely done, and you got a nice checkerboard effect on the sponsons there. Some lovely detail on there. I got a little bit of detail. Maybe I could add a bit of texture to the turret roof, but the rest of it is really nice. Can't go wrong with that. Right, let's have a look at the bottom. They make a lovely, it's quite cleverly moulded, their Pz.Kpfw.IV hulls. As you can see, got loads of detail on the bottom. I say a lot of time you're not going to see it, but the one I'm building at the moment you do need to see the bottom, but the detail is there if ever wanted to do it. And these are built in already, they're nicely done, these. The detail on there is really nice. You know, if you build up with your bump starts, your wheels, your return rollers, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 return rollers on the mid, and I think on the late there's only 3 if I'm not mistaken. And again, we've got some really nice detail on there. Really nice. Alright, this one we have some more pioneer tools, some more axes, clamps, little bits and pieces. Not 100% sure what they all are, but we shall find out as we build it. And again, we've got nice detail on there again. No flash, not what you wouldn't expect flash on a new kit. I think this is probably a Gerenic sprue from their Pz.Kpfw.IV range as well, but got some nice detail again on some parts. One parts we won't be using, a lot of parts we probably will. The light, if you look at that light, it's actually got the wire, the plastic bit on the wire on the headlight there, and if you look at those small springy things there where my thumb is, they're beautifully done. It's going to be delicate and difficult to clean up, but Take your time, really nice. And then we have a firewall, which I don't think we'll be using unless that's the rear. I think it's the rear of the Panzer. Again, we've got some nice detail on there on the hatches and things like that, which I don't think we'll be using. A bit of the mudguards on there for the front. There's a couple of hatches. Again, all the sprue gates are hidden, you're not going to see them, and we've got the little, from the scissor telescope on there where my finger is, it's part of that. Pops out the top of the roof and swings from side to side, or in an arc I should say. Again, nice, very nice. Right, and another sprue we have. This is another sprue that normally comes with the kit. It's got the same again. I won't take this one out because it's got the same stuff as the other one, so there must be something in here you need to use. But there again we have all the sprues and all the like gun cleaning rods and other bits and pieces and more Pioneer tools and things like that. So there must be something we're going to use out of that, but not unsure what until we build it. Right, the tracks. We have, if I can find the, there we go, we have link and length tracks, and we have some more wheels here, which are the tyres on these ones. We have the sprocket, we have the return idler, the idler wheel, the transmission cover, the tracks, clamps, hatches, handles. Again, there's a couple of injection marks on these, but most of them are risen, so you can take them out. It shouldn't be a problem to take them out. Just a pain, but the single ones are fine. It's just the long length one that's got to be injection marks on them. But there again, wish we were file, some putty. It won't take that long to sort them out. And you've got a nice sag, built-in sag on the top of that one as well. Let me see. Again, what's the front like? The detail on them is really, really nice. Really nice. You see, you're not going to see a lot of the track because of a certain. And again, we have the idler and the transmission cover and the sprocket. I think that goes in between the idler wheel, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have some more road wheels again. These are the rubber type that they've actually got written on Continental on them, is it? Yeah, I can just see, but the road wheels are rubber, they're the tired ones. So, which I don't think I'll be using. So there's two of those sprues, obviously. And what we got here, we have some T34 tracks of it. No, these are just no more spare tracks. Again, not sure what we're going to use in this, but I'll open it and see. T34 tracks on this other sprue. Added on armour, I suppose. Again, we have some hatches with some more spare tracks, some other little bits and pieces, some more of those wrench things. Looks like the exhaust, which are in one piece again. Yeah, nice detail again on the front, and I've got a bit of detail on the hatches as well. So that's from the inside. So if you wanted to open, well, I can on this one obviously, but on the Panzer IV you've got that option then. Again, all nicely done. And the last sprue before we get to the bits and bobs are more road wheels and more idlers and jerry cans and T34 tracks, and we've got two of these identical. So we have 4 jerry cans. We'll have a bucket with 2 buckets, more road wheels, suspension parts, other little bits and pieces, all nicely done again. Can't argue with that. Nice detail on them. I've got nice, got the writing on that one there. I think that one's for the water, if I'm not mistaken. So got nice detail written on it there, can we see? And I've got another idler, some more road wheels again, more for the spares box. But everything's nice. You know, I've got nice detail on the T34 tracks as well, on the top there. And again, these are just for the add-on armour really, so you're not going to really see a lot of them if you want to put it on, of course. We've got some nuts actually on that sprue there. Can you see those on there? Just cut them off with your hobby knife. Wherever they need to go to, with some small parts on there which you'll have to be careful taking off. But there's two sprues. You've got towing eyes there which are drilled out as well, so that's good news. Yeah, all nice. Right, so in here we have the metal barrel, the actual shirtson, which are nice, and a bit of PE. Again, I'll check them out. Is it resealable? Should be. No, I won't get them out because I'll use them. Normal decals in there. Nothing much, look quite thin, which is always nice to see, and just by looking at them there isn't much carrier film on them either. I say you've got PE in there as well as the shirts, and you've got, I think these are presumably the handles for the buckets, other bits and pieces in there, your metal barrel. We've got a star antenna there. Obviously we want to make it a command vehicle, which looks like this one is, which is nice. Right, let's get to the important part, the destructions. And again we have the nice booklet, again with that lovely drawing on the front. Really nice, really is nice. Yeah, I like his pictures, I really do. And we have a nice picture again on the rear with them barcodey things, whatever they're called, that you can scan. Right, so normal we have the sprue layout there, telling you what you've got. We're starting normally as with the rear, with the lower hull, bump stops, adding the rear of the tank, and in the front, put the wheels on, return rollers, making up your suspension and your sprocket and your idler and your return rollers on that one. So nothing too difficult on there. I have to make sure what the CR and the AL mean. We shall have to look at that when we get to the both sides. AR, AL. We'll find out when I read that into it. Okay. So number 5 we have, starting with the front, putting the front on. I wouldn't put the tracks on there just quite at the moment, and I still wouldn't put the tracks on there as well. I like to build the tracks off the vehicle, so I still should be able to do that by leaving a link off the bottom there, just leaving it not glued, and should be able to take it off. And then we're putting the side sponsons on and the mud guards and placing them onto the actual vehicle, and then we're starting off with lots of little PE parts for the grills or vents, whatever you want to call it. And then we're starting off with the breech, a little bit of breech in there. You want to have a look in, so there's something in there. And then we're placing that's what that part's for. Extra, looks like armour thickness, I would presume. I'm not 100% sure. And then we're putting the mantlet and that into the front casemate there. So that's quite nice. Nothing too difficult on there either. I tell you what's giving these little parts on this part for the breech. A little bit of PE in there. You can have it open and closed by the looks of it. Right, and number 10, we're carrying on with the casemate, putting the rear on, and the bits of PE handles, which I wouldn't probably put on at that time at the moment, because I know me, I'll knock them off. I'll have them ready to go. I may even make them out of PE. Oh, they are PE. Oh, sorry, they are PE, so that's alright. Again, we're starting off on the inside of the turret roof. Sorry, the casemate roof. A bit of detail in there, periscopes, a couple of hatch hinges, and then we flip it over, and then we're starting to add the hatches and the guards for the periscopes, and then we've got that part, that slidey bit that goes in, where we've got a little bit there, and that's how you can fasten the scissor glasses to. And then you go number 12, and there we are, putting the scissor glasses through. Oh no, it's not that one, is it? That's just the normal scissor glasses coming through there. Yeah, sorry, I got that all wrong. I apologise. And then building up the star antenna. Again, won't add that until then. We got all these big large wrenches and barrel cleaning rods, more PE. So far it's fairly straightforward, and then you come out in the gun. Again, and we've got that cradle that goes on the front. Some of the tow hooks are on there. Again, making sure you make two, obviously. And we place them onto there. And then we start on the rear engine deck, which starts off by putting these covers over the venty things, shovels. I won't put that on at the moment. Engine deck stuff. I won't put the Pioneer tools. I'll do the fire extinguisher, but I won't be doing the tools, I don't think. And then we're building up the jack again. I won't put the jack on at that point either. I like building them off the vehicle. And then we're getting towards and placing the engine deck on there, and lots of little bits and pieces there. Parts for the exhaust, which I thought they were in one piece, which is nice to see. And then we're adding the road wheels, spare road wheels, the antenna if you just wanted normal antenna. These are for the arms for the Scherzen. They're fastened onto those little parts that I said with the nuts and bolts. I think it's something to do with those on that casemate bit. Adding them. It's in both sides, obviously. And then we're adding the clamps to the Scherzen rack, and then putting the brackets on both sides, and then we're adding the Scherzen attachment to that. Optional mounts for use, buckets, blah blah blah. We can do that at your own leisure. And then we're adding the PE to the Scherzen, depending on if you want to do, leave one off, damage one, whatever. That's entirely up to the builder themselves. And that's the actual build. So 21 steps, which isn't too bad. Which isn't too bad. Nothing too overtaxing on the kit. You just have to be, you know, make sure you know where you are before you start making the kit. I always have a good read through instructions, and I try and circle things that are not confusing, but I don't fully understand until I get into it and read it. And then we have the options. We have this one here with the star antenna, the ambush camouflage. It's very straightforward. I've never done a camouflage. I've never done the ambush camouflage, so that's a possibility. And then we have the winter whitewash one, which the antenna, well, they're all, you can put them all commanders. One here just got the, it's quite different, that one, isn't it? Quite a light colour, like, I don't think it's a, no it isn't, yeah, it's dark yellow, but it doesn't look dark yellow. And we've got the gun barrel that's in the, that grey protector stuff, painted to put on. So, it's either the ambush camouflage, or doing the winter whitewash. But we'll see when we get to it. But yeah, got them good options. I like them when they do this, when they give you the options. You can see the actual hole round it, both sides of the roof, and then the rear and the front. you don't really need. And again, we've got all these two side things, and so you don't really need a whitewash one, but you do if you put a camouflage pattern underneath it, whichever you're going to do. So you could do this and put the camouflage over the top of that if you wanted, I presume. There's no markings for any units. Well, there is, but there's no unit markings on them. I can tell you where they are. And that's it. Oh, it's fairly straightforward little kit. It's fairly straightforward. A few little bits and pieces in there you need to do a bit of work on, like the tracks. But apart from that, it shouldn't be a bad little build. Again, I say I'm coming on with a Tiger now. A Tiger's finished, and I've finished weathering the truck. Well, 90%, 99% they're both finished. I just need to weather them, finish the weathering off when they're actually onto the diorama, which I'm working on at the present moment in time. So I may do an update soon to show you where I'm at with the diorama and the bits that I've made for it. I say I didn't like my figure, so I started again. So I've just got them in the, you know, the Zenithal paint style. So my good friend Kenneth sending me a figure. It's taking the photograph, so I'm going to add it, I think. And he's kindly going to send it to me, so we'll use that. So it'll, you know, because obviously somebody took the photograph, didn't they? So we'll have it in. Right, I'm starting to waffle. So again, thank you very much to all my subscribers for the kind comments, and I do read them all, even if I don't reply, but I should. I say this every time, but I really do appreciate the comments. That really, you know, it makes me worthwhile me doing this. It really does, with the kind comments that I get, and to be honest, it keeps me sane. I know I look after my grandson in the mornings, but this is somewhere to relax and enjoy, and you know, pass away the afternoon. I don't model at nights very rarely because I just get too tired eventually. I'm still suffering from the cancer, which was 4 years ago, but I still get the tiredness, which will never go away apparently. But alright, waffling. So we'll see you soon with an update on the Tiger Dio. So this is Greg signing off, and we'll see you very, very soon.